Alright guys and girls, welcome back to another video of mine. Today is my review of Rise of the Footsoldier Story. And to be honest, they say story, but it's more like the beginning. This is like, I think this is really a story of its own if you think about it. Because you had like the normal first two movies, and then you got this one. So this is basically going back to the start, and this is actually the Pat Tate Story. So this one here has Craig Fairbrass in it, Terry Stone. You've got Sean Ryder. You've got Ian Virgo, and I think actually Terry Stone. I'm not too sure which one that one. I don't know if that was the one where it's got blonde hair and stuff. From the first two ones, but you've got Jamie Foreman in there. There's and Larry Lamb as well. Those two main characters, or three main characters in this film, they're actually from Eastenders. So Jamie Foreman, he was the one that plays Derek Brannan, Max's brother and Jack's brother in EastEnders. Now, if you guys and girls enjoy like the EastEnders TV shows and soaps, and you like these sort of like the Max Brannan gritty drama and all that, the London sort of films, gangster sort of stuff they had in London, all that. Well, this film is got everything that like blood, violence. It's got the gore in it, the action. It says here on here actually it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star film. It's an actual 5-star film, and it says here more blood, violence and action than you've had hot dinners. And I'll tell you what, it is true to its name on there, Rise of the Footsoldier. So basically, Pat Tate was a sort of like a big gangster back in the days, like 1988, something like that. But apparently it's supposed to be based on the true story of the 1980s, like Essex, drugs, rock and roll, and the rise of the ruthless gangster Pat Tate. Apparently it says Craig Fairbrass, he plays as Pat Tate. Rise of the Footsoldiers, Eastenders, it says so it's got it on the back, some of the characters. And I'll tell you what, it's like, there was this one scene in the movie where, what's his name, Craig Fairbrass, the one who plays Dirty Dan, used to play in one of the scenes in EastEnders, and he played as Dirty Dan in it. And there was one scene where in EastEnders he bought the Vic, or actually won the Vic in a poker game for £1 off Phil Mitchell. And I'll tell you, that's going back some years now. But yeah, he's played a lot of films now. He's played in the first two, I believe, of the Rise of the Footsoldier. I'm not too sure if I've seen the first one. I've seen the second one, where they all get killed and stuff, all blown up with a shotgun. And there's this one scene in this film, and this bloke goes something like, so what we're going to do, they've all got guns, we're supposed to be we're going to take everybody around the world on and stuff. But how are we going to do that without a gun? And the bloke goes, it's alright, I've got a gun. And he goes, what do you mean? He said, we don't do guns in London and stuff like that. And then he goes, oh, it's alright, it's not a real gun. And he goes, what do you mean it's not a real gun? He said, it is a real gun, but he says no bullets in it. So he goes, oh, no bullets. So he said, how are you going to go around with a gun with no bullets? And he goes, oh, I forgot to tell you as well, I've taken the fire pin out, so it doesn't have a fire pin. And there's one bloke goes, so you're telling me then, you've got no firing pin, and you've got no bullets in the gun. So why the hell are you taking the gun with you? It's like, there's got some funny shit in this. I tell you, it's really fucking hilarious. But, yeah, Jamie Foreman, absolute fucking brilliant. Like, he's supposed to be teaching Pat Tate everything he knows, but then he ends up getting beaten up by these blokes who are trying to take over the clubs. Now, this is actually supposed to be based in Southend, and it says it is Marbella, 1988, and the Scarface of Southend is on a blazing path of peddling pills and snorting coke, crushing anyone who gets his way, when Pat is eventually double-crossed by an ex-drug baron, Larry Lamb. Yeah, because he screws him over and stuff, because apparently he's been killing some of his boys off and stuff, like in the actual neighbourhood and all that, and he didn't like him crossing paths with him, so it kind of pissed Larry Lamb off, and he says, "You've killed 2 of my boys." He said, "Now it's time for payback." And I'll tell you what, Larry Lamb is just absolute fucking brilliant star. He played in EastEnders as well. I think he played as I think he played as Charlie in there, or one of that characters. And he got bumped off, I think it was by Janine, I think, or one of the characters. I forgot. Oh, no, actually, I think he got bumped off because he was in the Queen Vic with Janine Butcher. But, and she actually only went out with him due to his money and stuff, and she wanted his character to actually leave Peggy, because he was with Peggy at the time and stuff in EastEnders, and they were trying to basically work together to go Peggy over and all that. Peggy Mitchell, this is that's in EastEnders, that stuff. But this, absolutely brilliant. This is like a more grittier version of EastEnders, definitely more grittier. But yeah, there's and Larry Lamb, EastEnders, the Hatton Garden Job. I want to actually get that because I haven't seen that Hatton Garden Job. But I love my like sort of East End sort of gangster movies. I forgot that other film I was going to get at some point. Smoking, what's it called? Smoking 2 Barrels. And then The Snatch. I want to get those. I'm hoping they actually bring those out in 4K. Yeah, 2 Smoking Barrels and The Snatch. 2 absolutely brilliant films. Got Vinnie Jones, I believe, in both, or one of them. But there's this one bloke, he goes, "Oh, I've got a gun here." And he goes, "Oh, so what's the gun?" He said it's a Desert Eagle or something, he was saying, though, in one of the films. I think it was in the Smoking 2 Barrels film. And he goes, "So you're telling me that isn't a genuine gun you got there?" He goes, "What do you mean it's a genuine gun?" He said, "Well, why does it say replica on the side?" I'm thinking, oh my God, well, that doesn't sound too good when you got a gun and it says a replica on it. That means it's a fucking dodgy fake one. But yeah, absolutely brilliant film, guys and girls. I do recommend it. Apparently, it was just, he ends up in prison, undeterred. He establishes himself as a top dog, and he makes plans to reclaim his turf back. His unquenchable hunger for power leads him back to the only life he knows, the life of crime and gangsters. Rise of the Footsoldiers, the Pat Tate Story sees the return of a fan favourite, Terry Stone. Ian Virgo, yeah, they all got killed in the car in number 2, I think. They were all like in sort of one of these, I think it was like a Land Rover or some shit. But they were sitting in there, suddenly this drive-by fucking car, bloke comes in there with a shotgun, shoots him up and all that, and you saw the blood go all over the screen. It's just absolute, one of the goriest films I've seen for the last couple of years. But this is even more grittier, this is even more bloodier. And there was this bloke who's in prison, and he's like, Pat Tate's on the phone. I think he was talking to his girlfriend or something, and apparently she's pregnant or something, and she's been going around fucking other blokes and prostituting herself off and all that. Anyway, so he finds out, this bloke who's been doing his wife and all that, or his girlfriend. Anyway, she tells him, Pat Tate, that she's actually pregnant and that he's going to be a dad and all that. And then in the actual film, there's he's in prison and he's talking all of her. And there's this bloke behind him in the prison waiting to go on the phone, and he goes, "Can you hurry up, mate?" Anyway, he rips the fucking phone off because he's getting pissed off with the guy behind him, gets the phone and just like starts smashing his face in with the telephone. But he uses the actual main phone bit you listen to and talk to. He rips it out of the telephone box there and then just clubs him over the head in the face with it. And there's like really good little scenes in there. I'm not going to spoil too much, but it's absolutely brilliant film. Definitely worth a pickup. I picked this up for 10 quid yesterday in, I think it was like, where was it? Tesco's yesterday. 10 quid. Absolutely fucking bargain. Only just come out, I think, as well. Because I was watching a trailer on it on the YouTube. And I like them Dirty Dan. Actually, they should get like Leslie Grantham in a film next. Like, get him to be like a sort of, or bring him back in EastEnders. That'd be awesome. Just get Dirty Den back and stuff. That'd be awesome. And also Dirty Dan in there as well. That would be cool. But yeah, they also, yeah, I think his name's Charlie in it. Not Charlie Slater. There was another Charlie bloke in it. And he used to run the pub in EastEnders with Peggy at the time. And he was planning on, I think he was planning on bumping her off or something, or doing something horrible to get her out the pub and stuff. And then he was working with Janine to try and get Peggy. He was trying to take Janine. Well, Janine and Charlie were trying to get her out at the time, and they were having an affair, and they were literally kissing each other and stuff, and terrorising her as well, and start laughing at her. Until he actually got done in and stuff. I think he got bashed over the head with a statue or some shit, the Queen Victoria statue. So in EastEnders, there's a lot of deaths so far. It's no wonder how many ghosts are in that, like Queen Victoria being done over the past years. Anyway, guys and girls, if you enjoyed this video, do like, favourite, share, comment, subscribe, and yeah, cheers all for watching. And actually, also, I'm sure there's, because it says it's based on the true life, some of the stories, so it's like some of it's true, some of it's not, some of it's like sort of made up, but they've added like extras just to make it exciting, because that's what I do with some true life videos, films. They actually put some sort of stuff in there, some action, and then they try and dramatize it and make it even better and stuff. But yeah, they're not always going to get the true story only from the actual horse's mouth. And actually there was some good like other characters in there as well. This bloke going around shiving people in the prison and stuff, and then he ends up getting flipping thrown off the balcony and stuff. And he's, my God, you see his back talk and all that as he falls down right off the top. And the one who's supposed to be working with him is supposed to be helping him and being like second in command. He ends up scattering off and then ends up getting his throat slit and stuff. And like, oh God. I mean, if you like sort of those sort of films, I do recommend it. But if your stomach's like churning and stuff and all that kind of stuff, you don't like gory stuff like that, definitely wouldn't pick it up. But yeah, it's an absolutely amazing film. Anyway, guys and girls, cheers all for watching. It is been Thursday the 28th of December, and it's 8:40 in the morning. So cheers all for watching. Stay safe all. Oh, actually, before I do go, actually, I want to show you that there is the main cover. So that's the main cover bit there, and that's the bit there, and then we have this here. So that's pretty cool. And then we have the main sort of disc, because this is on Blu Ray. So that's the disc there. And yeah, not too bad. That's that box cover. That's the actual cardboard box cover. So that just go over the top. And I wouldn't say it's more like an unboxing, but I'm going to put it as an unboxing, because I've unboxed it for you, so, and reviewed it. So yeah, cheers all for watching. Stay safe, have a good one, and happy Christmas all, because it's still technically Christmas for a couple of days until the last day of Christmas, before everyone takes a, because the last day of Christmas will be the one when everyone has to take all their decorations down, unless you're already doing that right now. But yeah, cheers all for watching, happy Christmas, and a happy New Year, guys and girls.